Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good, man? Salute to everybody, man. Salute to whoever's checked in with me, man. Word. Yeah, let's get into this, man. Your boy Young Thug, man. And, he's been charged with Rico charges. They raided his house in Atlanta today. They dug up his backyard. They broke his whole mansion up, apparently. They went into his walls. Um, Yeah, it's not looking good for him, man. Uh, at this point, he's being charged with. They're saying that one of the charges is that he rented a car in 2015 that was used in a murder, and also they're saying that he might be responsible for ordering a hit on YFN Lucci. Allegedly, I should say, on all these things because he hasn't been convicted. He was just charged earlier today, but nonetheless, yeah, this is what's going on with him, man. Salute, SB, salute, my guy. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't know what's up with these dudes, man, but they just can't stay out their own way. They're their own worst enemies, man. I swear to God, I don't understand why these rappers cannot just get it together and they're rich. Like Young Thug is rich, man. He's um very successful in the music industry. He has a lot of dudes under him in Atlanta. Um, and I just don't understand why these dudes continue to mix and get themselves salute, Tommy D, Wrench. Um, I don't understand why they continue to involve themselves in these criminal activities, man. Like, you work so hard to get out the hood. And then when you get out the hood, you just, unfortunately, you just can't seem to get out your own way. And that's that's the thing that really makes me mad about it is that these dudes, man, have chances to really uplift communities and change like families and it just seems that they don't want to do that. They just don't want to do that. They just can't stay out of their own way, and it's sad. It really is because Young Thug is one of these dudes that is very influential in Atlanta. And let's face it, man. When the feds come and get you, man, 9 out of 10 they got you. 9 out of 10. That's why their conviction rate is so high. I think their conviction rate is 99%, something like that. It's because they don't just do a 2-day investigation on you. Like I said, one of the charges that they saying that they're reporting on is going all the way back to 2015, which is damn near 8 years ago. Um, so like I said, when it comes with the feds, man, when they come, they pretty much got you locked in. They have a lot of damning evidence, and usually when they wrap up a case like this, they probably already have a couple people that were cooperating. They probably have people that are already willing to testify, and from my understanding, they said it's a 56 count indictment, and 28 people are going to be charged in the indictment. Now, Young Thug has already been taken into custody, but I'm thinking that they're saying that they're going to be taking, they're looking for Gunna too, or I don't know if they're looking for him, but they're expecting him to be taken into custody soon too. So, look, they got 28 people that are supposedly in this indictment. You better believe a fraction of those people, even if it's just three or four of them, are going to tell. And like I said, that's not to say that there aren't people already that are telling that already gave them information that led them to have all these, all this information. Let's face it, man. Listen, the cops, the feds are not that smart. They get all of their information from snitches. That's how they get it. It's not that they have all this fucking counterintelligence and all that. They could have all the equipment in the world. None of that shit trumps a dude sitting on the stand and pointing at somebody and saying, I was there when he did it. I was there when he ordered it. I was there when he shot him. Like, that's the most damning ever. It doesn't matter all the wiretaps. Who do you think they put the wires on? They put them on the snitches because those are the people that lead to these big charges and these big, cases getting wrapped up. Without snitches, the cops have shit. That's a fact. Without snitches, the cops have nothing. And you know how I know? Because if you look at these indictments, the ones that people stand tall on, the ones that they have 10, 15 people, and all those 10, 15 people don't tell, which is absolute, like probably rarer than seeing Haley's Comet now, where you have 10, 15, 20 people that refuse to talk. But it does happen in some cases. Those cases, the feds can't do shit. And oftentimes, some of them beat the charges, some of them go to jail, but they're not able to like really put the finishing touches on everybody and really end people, which is what the feds like to do. Like when the feds come and get you on these type of charges and these type of indictments, their end goal is to destroy you. Their end goal is to completely eradicate you and just put you under the jail. That is their main objective every time they come and they sweep up one of these neighborhoods or they sweep up anybody for that matter. And in Young Thug's case, no matter who he is in this indictment, meaning that he could be the head dude, he could be the dude fourth in line or 10th in line, or he could be the smallest dude on the totem pole. Because he is Young Thug, he has risen to the top, and they are going to want to make an example of him. He is going to be their target no matter what. He's going to be their target to either snitch, or if he doesn't want to snitch, he's going to be the target that they want people to drop information on so they can destroy this man, because that is their end game. That is their end goal. I don't understand what these rappers don't understand by now, that there is a hip hop police, that there is a budget, and there is a sector of the FBI that is their job, to go and seek out these rappers and find out what the fuck they're doing and exploit that and possibly end their careers. That is what these people are doing. That is what they are paid to do. That's what they love to do. The FBI has sectors, right? They have the narcotics division. They have the fucking terrorist division. They have all type of shit. And they also have the hip hop division. You think they got a rock and roll division? No, because these rock and roll dudes aren't idiots like, unfortunately, our entertainers are, who can't leave it to just being entertainers. They want to go out and they want to live their lyrics and they want to live like they did when they were poor. These rock and roll dudes, they're out there doing drugs. They don't fucking care. There is no rock and roll division for fucking the FBI. But you better believe there's a hip hop division, because these dudes, whether it be Lil Wayne, T.I., now Young Thug, Casanova 2 times, NBA Young Boy, the list goes on. To Snoop Dogg, all these dudes done had charges. All these dudes done been brought up on it. Yo, what's going on, my guy? DBN, salute, my bro. They all been brought up on charges. These dudes cannot stay out of their own way. I don't understand it, man. They struggle so fucking hard to get out of the hood, and then they still want to act like bozos when they get this money, man. You got the bag. What are you doing, yo? What are you doing? Give me the bag, man. I will show you how to do it. I'll show you how to stay out the way. Seriously. Like, these dudes don't know. And it's a shame because, like I said, Young Thug is like probably one of the most, if not the most influential dude in Atlanta right now. But like, when you think of like the dudes that are really bosses down there, like Gucci Mane and him and others that are like, he's up there. And he has a chance to really uplift his hood and uplift his family and, create generational wealth. But I don't understand why the fuck it's so hard for these dudes to just say, oh, you my man. Like it's you don't have to disown your peoples, but you just gotta separate sometimes. If you see that your man can't understand that I'm in a new position, that I can't be associated with this. Yeah, I'm a gang member, but I ain't a gang banger. I ain't really into all this other bullshit, like I was before and all. Like they can't understand that. You have to separate yourself. You have to get the fuck away from them because they're gonna bring down the whole ship. Like if you're the captain of the ship, you gotta be smart, man, because you're the one that's steering the ship. If you fuck up, then the whole ship crashes and everybody dies on it. Like you got to be smart enough to get yourself away from these people, man. And unfortunately, Young Thug he has a long fight ahead of him. Because the feds ain't playing. When they come to get you, they got you. 9 out of 10 times, they got you. They're not playing. You know, I've never been wrapped up in a federal indictment, but I've seen it happen. I've seen them take down whole projects and empty them shits out. Like they don't play. Gunna snitching against Queens fight. Yeah, I don't know, but they looking for him too. Right now they got Young Thug in custody. They said that they're gonna probably begin Gunna in custody too. I don't know what's gonna happen, man. All I know is that Rico ain't no DBN. You already know. Like when they bring that shit up, man, that shit that's like, you know, Rico is like man, you don't beat those charges. You don't beat them charges, man. Like that's the word you don't want to hear. That racketeering and all that, man. Them shits is and conspiracy and all that shit is damn near impossible to beat. Damn near impossible. He said, remember I said it here first, Gunna and Casanova both snitching. Yo, man, you know what? I don't know about Gunna, but Casanova been down almost. He going on 2 years, man. He's standing firm. I'm not gonna put that on that man, man. We'll see what happens. That case has gone kind of quiet. Nobody's really heard anything about it. But you know how the feds are. It takes years. They'll have you in custody for 2-3 years before you even get in front of a judge or none of that shit. So, I'm not one of these dudes that's gonna put sign on him. Conspiracy is the fucking, you already know, DBN. Like, yeah, conspiracy because it's just hearsay. So it's your word against theirs, and their word is golden, and your word is shit. You know what I mean? So that conspiracy shit is crazy. And like I said, man, there's 28 people in that indictment. 9 out of 10 times, they already. First of all, they probably already. I'm guaranteeing you, they already got people that are snitching. And out of those 28 people that are getting wrapped up, if 3 or 4 of them snitch, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna, like I said, with Gunna and Young Thug, they're gonna want them to snitch on them more than anybody. You know what I mean? They're gonna want them to fucking, they're gonna be the vocal point on all their questioning. What can you give me on him? Because they don't care about nobody else. We could have named fucking the other 26 people. We don't know who the fuck they are. We don't care. But when it comes to Young Thug and Gunna, people gonna be paying attention, and those are gonna be the people that they want the most. They don't give a fuck about the other dudes, man. They out to destroy these dudes. Well, that was always, yeah. Man, I'm gonna leave that one alone. I don't know, man. People always 6ix9ine ain't no more. There ain't no 6ix9ine snitch like a motherfucker, man. You know what I mean? Like I can't. I'm not gonna sit here and people snitch, man. And that snitching don't have to do with color. It don't have to do with race. It don't have to do with shit. It have to do with motherfuckers can't hold their water. That's what it is, man. Motherfuckers want to sit there and do all the crime and be here happy, go lucky when you out there running around doing what you're doing. But when it's time to sit down, niggas ain't built for that, man. You know what I'm saying? That shit, that shit, that it don't got nothing to do with race, religion, creed, and none of that shit, bro. Honest to God, it's just the makeup of a person, man. When you put in that tight squeeze, man, that's when you learn who you are, really. A lot of people ain't built for that. A lot of people ain't built for hearing those type of numbers, them football numbers. And that's when the feds, that's all they give out is really football numbers. You're not getting, ain't no 1 to 3s in the feds like that. Like, it's very rare if there are. I mean, like, they're gonna try to put you down for 5 or better. You know what I'm saying? So that's saying 3 niggas from Queens snitching. Yo, man, I don't know, man. Let's not get into a whole war about who's gonna snitch and who's not, man. I don't know what's going on, but I just know that Young Thug is in it for the. He got a long fight ahead of him. You know what I'm saying? And there's famous snitches from everywhere. If we want to go there, let's go. In Queens you got like Fat Cat and them niggas. You got in Harlem, you got Alpo. In the Bronx you got niggas that snitched on Pete, the niggas from the View. In Brooklyn, you got Snitch Nine. You know what I'm saying? Staten Island, I don't know. I don't really, I guess probably some mob niggas from that Staten Island, but I don't know, man. Queens get the money. Queens get money. New York get money. The world get money, man. Them guidelines start at 5 years, and you already know that's a fact. DBM, like they not, yeah, they those are like the mandatory minimums a lot of the time too, like 5. You know what I mean? Like you're not getting nowhere less than 5. Unless you snitch, and then even if you snitch, it's just a recommendation. They can still give you the mandatory minimum. Usually they go lower than that shit, but you know how that shit go, man. You know what I'm saying? Harlem up. Hey man, shout out to Harlem, man. Shout out to Harlem, shout out to LES, shout out to the whole Manhattan, man. Shout out to the whole New York City, man. Shout out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to see. It's to see what's going on out here, man. These people, unfortunately, I don't know what it's gonna take for people to realize that these cops ain't playing. These cops ain't playing. The feds ain't playing, and you'd be a fool to be out here still. After you have millions of dollars in your account and be a public figure like Young Thug or NBA Youngboy and all these dudes, and still running around with unregistered guns and carrying on and being involved in gang activity and all this other shit. Like you could still be a member, you know what I mean? But to still be an active member is another story, you know what I mean? Like look, Snoop Dogg, everybody and their mama knows Snoop Dogg is a Crip, you know what I'm saying? But Snoop is not out there actively, going to meetings and ordering hits and gang banging. He's not doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of guys that are, you know what I'm saying, doing the same. That case is ugly, yeah, bro. Nah, Queens, I used to, man. You know what? I just started. And I came home, man. I just decided not even to smoke no more, man. I make bad decisions when I smoke, man. I'm trying to. It's not that I can't. I could get a card or whatever the case may be, but I just I just really just trying to move away from it, man. I miss it though. I ain't even gonna lie. Yeah, bro. 56 count indictment, bro. Like, and 28 people, like you know what it's here for. They're gonna go crazy. However, Young Thug wore that dress, so he about to act right with the people's bro. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Young Thug definitely has questionable attire, to say the least. But from everything I heard about, from people from Atlanta and everything, he was well respected out there in the streets and in the industry. You know what I mean? Like Young Thug really was moving around, and he's a mover and a shaker. And it's unfortunate what's happening. Like I said, man, it kind of it's so tiring to see these dudes that have the world in front of them and can really help and uplift people. You know what I'm saying? They just throw it all away for nothing. Like you smoke an L, life is short, enjoy life. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to it, bro. I'm off of parole at the in about this time next year. I'll be off parole. I'm under a year, 5 years special parole. I violated a couple times, but it is what it is. I'm just trying to ease on, and get off this shit. Just get my mind clear, get these people off my back. I know anybody that's been on papers before understands, man. That shit is like it's probably one of the most stressful things that you could be on, especially parole. Like parole is like, like even when you go into parole and you ain't do nothing wrong, you still got that eerie feeling when you walk in them doors, like, oh man, am I gonna come out? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I love it too much. I know my willpower is good, but we'll see. I mean, like I said, when I get off of parole, I'll probably be on some other shit and start smoking again. But for right now, man, I'm gonna just, I'm gonna cool out, man. But I appreciate it, man. Yo, smoke one for me, if anything. You feel me? Like, you ain't Queens. Queens always had the gas. That's a fact. Like, Queens always had the gas. My man was from Queens. My man, like Queens always had fire. That's one thing I always say. Like, fire. They had like everybody, everybody know, the Heights had this and the Heights had some fire, sour and all. But the best sour I ever got, no lie, was from my nigga in Queens. Fire sour. That shit was so loud, it was ridiculous. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, Queens Finest. I can't take that from you. Yeah, you already know, DBN. I'm trying to stay out the way. I'm trying to stay as low as I can, man. This, I'm not trying to rock the boat, man. I got a little bit of time left. Like I said, I just broke under a year. Um, they got me going every so often. I probably go every 2, 3 months. So the way I see this motherfucker 3 more times, 4 more times. I'm done with it, man. I'm gonna just, after that, it is what it is. We're gonna, figure out what's going on after that. But for right now, yeah, I'm just chilling, bro. But yeah, of course, shout out to Queens. Queens definitely always had. I spoke some fire from Queens. I ain't gonna lie, fire, fire. You know. But yeah, man, this is just like I said, man, it's just sad, man, when we look at these, these rappers and these entertainers, man. They just don't get it, man. I've been off paper for 2.5 years. It's a beautiful thing. Salute to you, bro. Salute to you. You said you growing and all, like you doing your thing. You doing what, but it's legal. You know what I mean? Like I never would have thought the day would come where you can actually grow weed and do whatever the fuck you want and it be legal. Yo, it's a beautiful thing, man. It really is, man. And it's crazy because my lawyer, what part of the Bronx you from? I'm from the Castle Hill, Parkchester, like in between Castle Hill, Parkchester and shit. Um, yeah, man. But yeah, I've been to Ayo Smallito, Tavio the Savior, salute, my bro. Yeah, facts. What part of Queens you from, bro? Queens is fire, man. I love Queens. I love Queens. Queens is fire, man. You know, been all through Queens. I lived on Parsons, up by Hillcrest High School. Um, yeah, Queens is fire. Facts. I used to be on the Ave all the time. I used to be on in Flushing Main Street over there. I used to be in the Bland Projects a lot. Shout out to Bland Projects. Um, yeah, Queens is wavy, man. Word. I bought some animal crackers from the Bronx one time, River Park Tower, RPT. Man, yeah, you went to RPT, man. That's like, I mean, it's listen, I only been over there a couple times because I really had no dealings to be over. I had no reason to be over there, more or less. But yeah, RPT is like, that's like they in their own little world. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, man, I'm about to hit that 1K, man. God bless. Corona, okay, Queen Center Mall, right, right. Yeah, Corona's wavy, man. Y'all got all the bitches out there. Corona got all the bitches, like, and that's the thing I love about Queens, though. I'm gonna say the diversity of Queens is like nothing else. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing else out there. Norman Thomas out there. Yeah, the diversity in Queens, is like nothing else. There's nowhere else in the world that I think has the most like Queens has Colombia, especially for Spanish. I must say Colombian, Ecuadorian, El Salvadorian, Puerto Rican, uh, everything. Everything is in Queens. Not to mention you got Indian, Russian, Jewish, everything, man. Everything. Polish, everything. Shout out to Jackson Heights, 7 Line. That's a fact, Jackson Heights. Shout out to the whole 7 Line, man. Shout out to, South Side. Shout out to Rosedale, Hollis. I ain't never really been through Hollis, but I've been to South Side, South Side, to the Dollar Van a bunch of times. Shout out to the Coliseum Block, Merrick Boulevard, you know what I'm saying, Archer, um, obviously left rack and all that. Like, shout out to the whole Queens, man. Queens is fire. Yo, you ain't lying, DBN. I know you on timing, man. That's a fact. Yeah, the Colombians, whew, so fire. Queens got it, yo. Queens got it, yo. I can't even lie. Queens got it. We got the Puerto Ricans and Dominicans on our side, though. The Puerto Ricans, you want a bad Puerto Rican joint or a bad Dominican? Now, Queens got Dominicans, too, because Corona is lit with Dominicans. But I'm going to say, listen, I still can't count out the Bronx. The Bronx got, like, the top of the top Dominicans and the top of the top Puerto Ricans. Facts. I ain't gonna lie, the top of the top Puerto Ricans too is in like Spanish Harlem, their body. I've always seen some bad bitches in their body. That's a fact, yo. Like they women is on another level. I ain't gonna even lie, yo. The bitches from Spanish Harlem, the Spanish chicks from Spanish Harlem, fire, fire, fire. Yeah, man. Yes, sir. I go there for the arepas con queso blanco. Okay. Yeah. fire. Them Dominicans be fire. You already know, Taylor. Dominicans is winning. Man, I'm Puerto Rican. I love my Puerto Rican people. I love my Puerto Rican heritage. I love all my Latinos. Like it's not for that for me. I'm not one of these dudes like, oh, well, you're Dominican or you're Colombian. It's like, nah, man. It is what it is, man. We all one. It's all good. I love my Latinos. I love my everybody, black people. Like we all one. You know what I'm saying? To me, but Dominicans is winning, man. Dominicans are winning. Like they bitches are so fire. It's crazy. It's not even funny. And you know why do you know they're bad? Because their doñas be bad, my nigga. Like you see the 48, 52-year-old Dominican ladies and they still be fire. Like, yeah, that shit is crazy, man. Shout out to all the Dominicans, man. Shout out to, all of them, man. Facts, man. And one thing I will say about Dominican people, they're very money oriented. They're about their money. And another thing I like, and you know what, this is something that I feel bad about our Puerto Rican people, especially in New York, because I don't see that as much as I do in New York. When like Connecticut and Massachusetts and the states that I've been at besides New York, they hold on to their heritage, meaning that these kids grow up in speaking Spanish. You know what I'm saying? As far as like in New York, we don't have that. We don't keep our Spanish. We don't keep our heritage, so to speak. You know, New Yorkers. That's why it's a difference between New Yorkers and Puerto Ricans. And when we go to the island, they kind of look at us bugged out. But Dominicans, they keep their heritage. They speak Spanish in the house. Their kids grow up speaking Spanish, listening to Spanish music, eating all their traditional Spanish dishes. I think that's something that is lacking in the Puerto Rican culture, and I wish that we would, kind of, you know, get back to. You know what I'm saying? Them Dominicans, you fire. You already know. No woman on earth got a sex drive like a Dominican MILF in the 40. Queen's finest, speaking from experience. My boy, they didn't put it on that kid. Now that's a fact, man. You know them Dominican ladies. What's your top 3 favorite rappers? Pun, Big L, and Biggie. That's you can't really argue with those 3 right there. SN3. Facts. Those are great rappers. I gotta put Jay-Z up there, man. I gotta definitely put Jay-Z up there for just. I mean, I love Jay-Z anyway, but just the longevity of it, and I could relate to a lot of his music. His earlier music, because obviously being in the streets. If you was in the streets and you was listening to Jay-Z back in the day, like he was speaking to you. And now as a grown man too, like I can't relate on his, his like the magnitude of what he does and the private jets and being on the floor seat sitting there next to billionaires. And I can't relate on that, but just on the grown man aspect and the way that he moves and the way that I respect his moves. Number 2, damn, this is hard. It's hard to consolidate them into 3 because there's so many. But I'm gonna give damn. That's a good question. Nas, Tupac, and Pun. I mean, you can't argue with that. You can't argue with those, man. Um, so like I said Jay. Um, sheesh. You know, I used to love Pac. You know what I mean? I really respected Pac and his shit. But I'm trying to think like to me, Jay. You know what? Fuck it, Jay. It's gonna sound biased, but I'm gonna just say Jay. I guess Pun and probably Nas, man. You know, I think Jay, Pun, and Nas is mine. It sucks because there's so many different. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the first Puerto Ricans to go platinum. Big Pun. Nah, yeah, and it's not. Pun. Sad to say, he doesn't get the recognition that I think that he deserves because Pun, unbelievable, like the lyricism that he got. Eminem top 5 no matter what. Nah, I can't disagree with that. Like my top 5. I don't know. He might be in my top 5, but I would not. I would never argue somebody that says yo Eminem is my top 5. I wouldn't even argue if somebody said yo Eminem is my number 1. Like I wouldn't agree with it, but I wouldn't argue it because he's a great. You know what I mean? Like Eminem is another one that who can argue with that. Like You know what I'm saying? Jadakiss and Fabulous. Jadakiss, both of them. I love that album that they did together. That's one of my favorite albums. You know what I mean? The Freddie versus Jason, that shit is fire. Fabulous is a very underrated rapper. You know what I mean? And he's another one that got longevity. When you think about these dudes like Jada and Fab and shit, like Jada and Fab been at this for like, yo, we going on 24, 25 years. Jada been at this like at least 25, 26 years. And Fab been out it, you know what I'm saying? Fab a corny nigga though. I don't know, man. I can't. Nah, I never thought Fab was a corny nigga, man. Only thing I didn't like about Fab was when he knocked this girl out and all that. You know that's whatever. But at the end of the day, I think lyrically and as an artist, I think he's pretty dope. You know what I mean? I think that his catalog is extensive and I respect him. The only thing with Pun is that they did him dirty on that Circle Man. Nah, Yeah Baby is a classic album. I like I hear people, Capital Punishment is fire too, but to me, Yeah Baby is better. To me, I think Yeah Baby is better. And Pump was a real dude, man. Like he put his team on, like he went hard for his team, and that's something that I could respect. Like you seen in Yeah Baby, he had all of them on them songs. You know what I mean? He had Chase, he had Armageddon, of course Cuban Link, Sunshine, Remy. Like he really went hard, and he did what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? Not really though, really. I love Capital Punishment. I do. You know what I'm saying? I do. I think Capital Punishment is a great album, absolutely, but to me, Yeah Baby was, maybe it's because he died when like it's I don't know, maybe that has something to do with it because like he died and everything when it was dropping. But honest to God, man, I really think the beats could have been better. Yeah, a couple of them, but I still feel that that the album was a classic no matter what. I was Terror Squad in the '90s. You're older than me. In the '90s, I'm gonna tell you the truth. As far as like, I mean, I heard there was a crew in the Bronx called the Terror Squad. I didn't know nothing about them, but if you're talking musically and music wise, Joe came out. Joe was doing his thing for a little while. You know what I mean? He had his the first song, Flow Joe, and whatever else. Um, he did the Jealous One Still Envy and shit. Terror Squad was making noise, man. Terror Squad was definitely making noise, and Big Pun was definitely on his way to being one of the all time. He is one of the all time greats, but I'm just saying he was getting ready to really take this world by storm. And you got to realize about Pun. Cowboy Pun is one of the greatest albums ever made. I can't. I'm not here to disagree with you, my bro. Like I get it. I'm just saying I like. You know what I'm saying. I like. Yeah, baby, better. Remember Pun on that Janet Jackson beat? That should have been a hit. Listen, I, I I can't remember too many songs that Pun was on that wasn't fire. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a fact. That's fire with Miss Jones. Yeah, man. Like I said, Pun. You got to realize that Pun was so tapped in, and not he wasn't just tapped in New York. Pun was tapped in PR. Like Pun would have probably been not only big in New York, but he probably would have been doing reggaeton right. Like he might have been retired by now, but he would have definitely got into that reggaeton lane. He would have definitely like been with Daddy Yankee. Like they were already start. That was already getting established. Like Pun was that dude. You know what I'm saying? He really kicked in. And to be honest, before him, Joe was in the building. You know what I mean? But Joe, let's be for real. Joe wasn't making noise like that until Pun came through. Pun kicked the door in. Like lyrically, when he did that John Blaze, and he did John Blaze, he set it off on that one. I mean, go listen to. I heard that's crazy because I heard that record the other day. It was on like I was listening to YouTube and it was on one of my playlists or some shit, and it just came on out of nowhere. And when you ain't hear a song in so long that you forgot how crazy this song was, when that John Blaze came on, I said, "Yo, that shit is." Pun went retarded on it. Then you got the band from TV. Like these are songs that he went on there with the so-called quote unquote best lyricists, and he stood out. He stood like way out on further than everybody. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like he was different. He was different. I would have loved to hear him and Big on the track, or you know what I'm saying, or even him and Eminem, because that was when Eminem was at his peak. That was Marshall Mathers Eminem. That was like You know that Eminem now is but yo, like Eminem, yeah, that John Blaze and the band from those are like I said, those are two records. Think about John Blaze. John Blaze had who? I think I had Nas on it. I had fucking Raekwon on it. I had like, and then you got Band from TV, and you got all like he was on there with the quote unquote best rappers at the time, and he destroyed them. He didn't destroy them, but he just went super duper hard on those beats. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was unquestionable who was the best one that laid it on those beats. Like, so do you think Heavy D? Absolutely, Heavy D, one of my favorite old time rappers. Like, you know, definitely, bro, definitely. Drop the link. I don't even know how to do that. Let me see. You're the first person to ask. Let me see. Layout, post a comment. How the fuck do I do it? Oh no, no, that ain't it. Guess. Okay. Invite a guest. I think I did it. Did I do it? Hold on. Invite. Did it drop? No. I don't know. I don't know if it drops. Banners. This is an example of banner. Nah. Wait, hold on. Nah. I don't know what I'm doing, my guys. Heavy was dope. Yeah, I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to find. Nah, not yet though. All right, let me see. No, 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 no. What the fuck, man? Damn, I wish I knew how to do it, yo. More. Trying to figure it out. Hold on. How the fuck I drop this link? Huh? Nah, yeah. Yes, indeed. I listen to them every day. Queen's fine. Yeah, man. These. Uh. I don't know. Man, no. Nah, it ain't going in. I don't know what the fuck I gotta do, bro. Copy. Yeah, I don't know, bro. Oh, I think I fucked that package up. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know how to do it, man. If you know how to do it, just write in the comments. I'll try to do it. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Bone Thugs and Harmony. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Queen's finest. Bone Thugs and Harmony, best rap group of all time. Come on, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Nah, man. That Bone Thugs Eternal was the best and most greatest resurrection was cool too. Queen's Fine Art of War Double Disc was classic. I'm gonna go look it up how to do it. All right, do that too. You did the where Bob Man died. Yeah, I man, I never been I like Bone Thugs, but I can't say I was a big fan. I don't, it was really an acquired taste for me. I really didn't, get into really being a big Bone Thugs and Harmony fan, but it is what it is. To each his own. I respect your opinion. I respect your choice of music. um, Best rap group of all time to me. I mean, let's be for real, man. Can anybody argue against the Locks? Like at this point, can we argue against the Locks? Like that's a real group. You know what I mean? I could say G Unit, but they They were more mixtape, and they all did their own. And yeah, I guess the Locks did the same, but the Locks always been a yeah, oh yeah, yo yeah. Let me stop that. Yeah, Queen's Finest, you might be right. Yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, Mobb Deep. Yeah, I gotta give it to him. All right. The Diplomats wasn't really like that was a clique. I don't think it was a group. They did have a couple of albums though, so you could I guess what I'm saying. Mobb Deep was way harder than the Locks. I don't know about way harder, but Mobb Deep is fire, and I'm not gonna argue with you on that one. I stand corrected. I'm gonna give it to Mobb Deep. As far as group wise, you can't argue with Prodigy and Habit. Hello on Earth, them shits. Um, what was my favorite one? Damn, what's the one with damn, which one was it, man? The one that had like Where Your Heart At and fucking, and all them other songs, man. I don't know, but Mobb Deep was fire. Prodigy ill with the lyric. Prodigy was one of the best, man. I break bread, ribs, $100 bills. Yo, that shit was so hard. Oh my goodness, yo. Yeah, Prodigy was hell, man. Prodigy all timer, for real. God bless the dead, for real. Mobb Deep one of the best duos, without a doubt. Yeah, yo, Wu Tang. Let's be for real. It was only really three of them niggas that was nice. Meth. I don't even really like Ghostface. Like as far as I like a couple of his songs, I'm not gonna say I don't like Ghostface, but to me he was overrated. And Raekwon was yeah, H&IC. That shit was fire. That whole album was hard. Like That's an underrated album. You don't hear too much people really shout the H&IC out, but that shit is hard. That's a great album. But yeah, Wu Tang, man. I mean, let's be for real. Old Dirty Bastard had a couple songs or whatever that, but it was like 20 of them, but really only a couple of them was nice and all that. Wu Tang was overrated. I was listening to Black Moon. You know, like I said, Method Man was a beast. Method Man is a beast. People don't give that man his just due, but Method Man was definitely one of the best lyricists of his time. We just don't. He was overshadowed by Raekwon because everybody. I don't give a fuck who you was in the '90s. Everybody was a Raekwon fan. Everybody. Like he was widely considered. I would say from like '95 to like '99 to be in everybody's top three lyrically. You know what I'm saying? Like no, but yeah, Beth Cool was. But I was just saying like fucking Raekwon was like always on people's top, thing. Like he was one of the that purple tape is fire. It's fire. I mean, you can't deny that. You know what I mean? The purple tape is fire. Um, Go listen to A Plus with your Gusto. Listen, man, Prodigy was a problem, man. Rest in peace to that man. Only built for Cuban links. Yeah, Cuban. It's sad what happened to Cuban, man. Because honestly, I thought Cuban had a good shot of really continuing on what Pun was doing. Nobody's ever gonna be Pun, but I just felt that he definitely had an opportunity to carry on and build his own career. You know what I mean? Because he definitely had enough lyrics, and I think with the right backing, he could have been something. He definitely could have been something. So it's sad, but that's the way the music industry works. That's the way life works. Shit ain't meant to be. It's not meant to be. Unfortunately for him, he he didn't really get to realize his potential. You go to create a broadcast and click add channel. You'll see the YouTube icon. Create a. I did create, so I got to start another broadcast to do it. Create a broadcast with a. Let me see. Broadcast info, private chat. Let me see something. Remove, edit. No. Let me just see. I'm gonna try it. I mean, move, exit, new, edit. No. Yeah, you know what? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it, man. I'm gonna try to figure it out for the next time, if anything, man. But y'all welcome to holler at me right here, man. I'll answer as many of y'all questions as y'all want. I definitely wanted to build with somebody on this shit, man, because I love hip hop. I really do. Um, let me ask y'all a question. Like, what do you think was the golden age of hip hop? You know, if you're my age or a little older, maybe you feel like the '80s, or some people feel the '90s, the 2000s. You might even feel now. You know what I'm saying? But honestly speaking, to me, I think the golden age of hip hop was, I would say, from like '97 to about 2005, 2006, 2007. Like that 10 year range right there. And you got to think about it, like some of the greats came out in that time. You got Eminem coming out. You got fucking Jay-Z, DMX, Big Pun. Nas was already out, but Nas had his reign in that time. You had 50 and G Unit. You had fucking Cameron and the Dipset. Um, you had Ludacris. You had Young Jeezy. You had Rick Ross. You had all of these staples of hip hop now. You know what I mean? Like the so quote unquote bosses, like the dudes that run everything, like the greats came out in that area, that time period. I'm leaving out a few of probably a few of couple because there's so many. We just look at who we just named: DMX, fucking DMX, Eminem, Big Pun, God Bless the Dead, Jay-Z, Nas, uh, G Unit, motherfucking the Locks. I mean, you had Beanie Siegel and State Property, and you had fucking Rick Ross and Young Jeezy, Ludacris. Um, Even Ti came out at that time. Like you just had so many dudes. Bobby Valentino was popping in the early. We ain't gonna talk about Bobby Valentino, man. But 1983 to 1994. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's if you're a little bit older than me, I can respect that because there was some greatness that came out of that too. I mean, the '80s, you got Run DMC. Uh, you obviously have, God, all the legends came out in the '80s. I mean, Kool Moe Dee and fucking KRS-One and obviously Slick Rick and Public Enemy. You have Tupac. You have Dre and Snoop Dogg, and you have it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. The amount of it. That's also an era where I mean, those are the pioneers. Like you could never take anything away from that era. But for me, I think that the golden age, like the age that led, I mean, that just propelled rap into another stratosphere was, I would say, from the '97 to the 2007 era was where it propelled them, because you got to remember, not only did these dudes create great music, but they also came out with their own branding, like their own clothing lines and their own liquors and their own everything. These dudes branched off, and DMX started making movies. You had Jay-Z with the State Property movies, and Dame Dash created did his thing with the Paid in Full and Get Rich or Die Trying. Eminem and his movie, like these dudes took it to another level, and now these kids nowadays are profiting and becoming ultra rich because of the work that these men laid down. So I gotta say that these, to me, that's the golden era. But I don't fault anybody for thinking, like I said, '95 to 2002, the second era. Hey, yeah, I don't I don't even disagree. That was a great era too. You got Nas, you got Biggie, you got Pac. We got all the people that I talked about: Pun, Eminem, Jay-Z, DMX, Nas, uh, Jadakiss, and the Locks, and fucking Dipset, and G Unit, and so on and so forth. You got everybody in that range right there, and it was a great time. Hip hop is like anything in life; is constantly evolving. It's constantly, there's it's growing, and it's people say it's a young man sport, but I don't know. I love hip hop. I do. Um, I even love it today. I'm not gonna even lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't listen to these young boys. I very much do. I listen to the drill music. I don't listen to everything, but I do listen to. Yeah, you can't listen. Say what you want. Ja Rule had his time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, yeah. Shout out to my guy, Latin Pain. Shout out, man. I hope that's really you. I know you be having several troll accounts, but I'm hoping that's you. But regardless, shout out to Latin Pain, man. Shout out to, him, Izzy Payne, and the whole Latin Pain movement. Much love to everybody over there. Um, yeah, Ja Rule had his time, man. Ja Rule had his time. You can say what you want, but Murder Inc. was probably on top of the game for a good year and a half, 2 years. And nobody was hotter than Ja Rule. Nobody was hotter than Ashanti. And that's just what it was. Unfortunately for them, there was a dude called Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent, that was coming. And he was definitely he was definitely gonna fuck shit up. Yo, but I could not fuck with that drill. To me. You know what? SN3. You know, I get it. You know what I mean? It's not for everybody. It's really not. It's not for everybody. But it's what it is. It's what we got right now. You know what I mean? It's what we got right now. And these young boys, I'm not gonna. You know why I'm not gonna shit on these young boys? Because we were them at one point. You know what I'm saying? And what we liked, like I remember when I was listening to Jay-Z and fucking, and all G Unit and all, and then I'd have like the old heads tell me that shit was trash to them. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't for them. They didn't understand it, or they just didn't like the flow and the sound and the beats and all that. They didn't like what they were talking about because it wasn't positive and all this other bullshit. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? But um, this is me for real. Oh, shout out to you. You already know, man. Much love and respect, my boy Lion Payne, man. Much love. You gave me, it's always gonna be love on this side, bro. Yeah, DBN, Ja Rule had his time. That's a Fendi. Like you can't deny it, man. You can't deny it. G Unit, I mean, to me, the please, 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 these people need to get this done. Give me the G Unit versus the Locks versus battle, or G Unit versus Dipset versus battle. Like, it has to happen, right? It really does, because it's like, matter of fact, I'll take G Unit and Dipset, and let's get the Locks versus State Property. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's do it. Let's make it happen, man. Get 50 on stage. Get Cameron and them on stage. They all cool. They don't got beef with each other. We ain't got to worry about that shit. Get Beanie Siegel on stage. Get Jada on stage. Get the Locks on stage. Get all these Petey Crack and all them. Get the whole Philly on stage. Freeway and all them. Let them hash it out, man. And the winner of those two battles, whoever wins between Dipset and G Unit, goes against whoever wins against the Locks and Stay Prop. Honestly speaking, I don't think anybody got anything for your boy, for Jada. I think Jada could take on damn near everybody by himself. And I love G Unit. I think G Unit will win all of them. But I mean, Jada's catalog is retarded. 50 Cent buried Murder. That's a fact. Yeah, that shit was so crazy how he did that. But like, yo, he destroyed like those mixtapes, the Grand Theft Audios and all them shits, and the Guess Who's Back, and yo, he went hard on them, man. He really was the first one to really, yeah. I cannot argue with that, DBN. Like, Jada Kiss might be the GOAT. He might be, like, lyrically, he might be. I can't, like, at this point, can we stop? Like, could anybody like deny that this man is? He's still doing it. It's 25, 26 years later. He's still as nice as he was when he came in the game. You can't say that for too many people. I'm a dip, though. I see here. God bless you. We keep up a good work. Man, it is what it is, man. Much love. Be easy. Jadakiss is a different type of lyricist, has his own style and flow. Yo, Jadakiss, like I said, man, like, you'll be hard pressed to find somebody that could go bar for bar with Jada. And I'm talking about any time, I'll put him up against any lyricist. You want to go Cool G Rap, you want to go Jay-Z, you want to go 50, you want to go Biggie, God bless the dead. You like, yo, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for you to find somebody that could really, really, really go toe to toe, round for round with that man. He's crazy. So salute to him, man. And but there's some good rappers. There's some good new rappers, like Dave East and even Millie's. Like, he grew on me. Millie is the white kid from Boston. He's nice. I give him his credit. He's nice. There's a lot of dudes that that are now that still you know can hold their own and lyrically get it in. I respect a lot of these young boys. And like I said, the drill music it's not for everybody, but it is. It's I ain't gonna lie. I like it. I do some of it. I do some of it. I like it. I find myself listening to it, a lot. And it is what it is. Maybe I'm just trying to stay young, but I like it. You know what I mean? And I think that if you give it a chance, you probably like it too. It's not bad. Bro, it's not bad. I don't agree with this talking about people's dead shit and all this. You know what I mean? Yo, real shit, yo. Check that nigga out, DBN. I swear to God, he's pretty good, yo. Like he grew on me. Like at first I heard a couple and I was like, yeah, but yeah, son is for real. Millie's he really he does it. He does it. He's nice. I give him his props. He's nice. He signed to Jada. Like Jada, I don't even think who did Jada sign besides him and J Hood. And J Hood was nasty. J Hood was nasty back in the day. He used to go off on the mixtapes. He used to go off on them shit. So like I said, if Jada Kiss is backing you, free my boy Flock, man. Free Flock, man, for real. Like I said, allegedly he's in there, for whatever they're alleging that he did. But at the end of the day, man, we'll see how it all plays out. Chamillionaire. Chamillionaire had like 2 or 3 hits. But believe it or not, Chamillionaire is doing a lot of things behind it. Behind the scenes. He's made a lot of smart career investments and he's doing his damn thing. Real shit. Yeah, man, free the boy Flock, man. Free D Thing, free Zay Munna, free all these kids, man. For real, like I mean, we all know how it is to be young and dumb and make mistakes and shit. And I'm not saying if listen, man, whatever the case may be, K Flock is 18 years old, man. If he does get convicted, give this kid a chance, man. Don't give him the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? Like, give this kid a chance to to learn his lesson and come home and still have some sort of a life left. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't believe in giving 16, 17, 18-year-olds life in jail. Like that's fucking awful. Like, who at 18 is smart enough to make these real, like, like we all make mistakes. And to say that a 16-year-old kid, 17-year-old kid deserves to do 30, 40 years that's a crime in itself to me. And I know that I would probably feel different if it was my God forbid, my son or my cousin or my brother or whatever, the one that was killed, understandably. But realistically speaking and knowing, because I've been there, I haven't been there for murder, but being locked up and seeing these young kids, like, being a young kid that was locked up, all this other bullshit is like, to give a kid, and that's what he is. That's what K Flock is, a fucking kid. 8, 20, 25, 30 years. That's a crime in itself to me. Don't free these niggas till they do a little something. At least 5. No. Then that's what I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, LP. Like, I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm saying that K Flock is a kid, and to give K Flock 30 years, 40 years at 18 to turn that little boy's life, that's what he's, a little boy. Like, let's all go, like, we all, nobody, I'm assuming that out of my 6 people that are watching, by the way, thank you for sticking around for 6 people. Much love and respect to y'all. But you cannot tell me that at 18 we were all as smart as we, needed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way. Like, this kid made a mistake. Free K Flock for real. He seems like a good guy. Listen, man, he seems like a kid that grew up in circumstances that we all are familiar with, that, in an impoverished neighborhood with fucked up values and fucked up people teaching them, and you know what I'm saying? And he made a mistake, bro. Now, I agree, if he, if they got to give him time, give him something towards the minimum, man. You sit him down for a few years, 5, 6, 7 years, he could come out still a young man, still with some sort of a career, and you know what I'm saying, and leave it at that. You can't see some of the comments. I don't even know why, bro. But yeah, I agree. You shouldn't, thing. But I have no idea, my nigga. Real shit. I don't know nothing about this. I was trying to get son up here to fucking, you can't give that life back. 30 too much, but 5 is good. Try to learn from 5 and make it a maximum facility. God damn. But he going to a max. No matter what, he's going to go. You know what I mean? Like, he's got, when you got a murder, you know how that go, man. It go by your charge. You got a murder, you got attempt murder, you got armed robbery. You're going to a max. Like, you're starting at a max. You might not end at a max, but you're starting at a max. You already know how that go. But to be honest, the DOC don't teach much. We need more positive programs in and out of the system for the youth. Yeah, and not just New York. I feel like a lot of the country is lacking in teaching and giving these. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I appreciate you, Tavia. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate. I tried, man. Believe me, I wasn't always like this. But at the same time, man, you got to grow with it. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't growing, you dying, man. You know what I'm saying? And I try to better myself every day. Real shit. And I think that I credit a lot of my growth to being with a good person, and not only that, but like having God in my life. It's not not to get too religious on you, but that's what it is. Yeah, Chicago, these all of these areas, all of our urban communities need better, and the jails and everything. I'd like to get to these kids before they get to jail, but I agree with what LP is saying is that once they're in jail, there is no such thing as rehabilitation. Unfortunately, all these kids are just pretty much thrown to the wolves and left to gangbang and fend for themselves. There's no really like programs to show you how to integrate back into society. And there are look. All right, hold on. Let me stop sugarcoating shit. Let me stop this, man. They have these programs. They have drug programs. They have reintegration programs. They have programs to teach you to get your IDs and programs to teach you how to fucking drive, trucks and like the OSHA shit and all that stuff. They have all these programs. It is up to you. It's up to you, the inmate, to take these programs seriously. To not sit in the drug program and just do whatever the fuck you want. To not sit in these fucking reintegration programs and do it. If you take these programs seriously and take the information that they give you, you can do something with the information that they give you. But if you're like most people, like me and a lot of other people that just do these programs because they are on your fucking curriculum of what you need to do to get your ass home and get paroled, then that's what it is. But they do have these programs available to us. They do. They really do. If you're saying that they don't, you're lying. I was just about to lie to y'all, but they do. It's about the individual to take those programs and take them serious enough to make them work for you. That's what it is, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact, DBN. That's what I'm gonna try to do, man. I'm trying to, but I think I gotta get to like 1,000. I'm almost there. We'll see what happens. Honestly, I'm not in it for this, man. You know how we play, man. Niggas ain't fucked up for nothing. You know how that go, man. But it is what it is. To be honest, I hate that corrections in America is more like revenge against blacks and Latinos and poor whites and poor others. It is, but you have to remember. Now, here's something that I read in the law book. As much as they want to say that prison is for rehabilitation, the first thing that prison is for is punishment. That's what it's for. Rehabilitation is something that could happen along the punishment, but the main focus of prison and the main goal for prison is punishment. Do not get that twisted. Believe me. You know what I'm saying? 25 to 30 years is brutal for a human spirit. Yeah, I agree with you. It's too much. You know what I'm saying? The programs in most spots are just jobs for civilians who may. Nah, you right. You right in a way, but you gotta take the program seriously. At the same time, they need to hire serious people. They do. They do, but I'm gonna speak from my own experience. The civilians and the people that I've seen come into these jails that I've been a part of, that I've had to sit through, whether they be, I went to fathering programs, I went to fucking drug because I had drug charges. Um, did I have to go to anger management? I don't think so, but whatever. They were serious, and they looked like they wanted to help, but they're not gonna go out on a limb and try to. If you're sitting there and you don't have no interest, they're not gonna fucking go the extra mile for you. They're not. At the end of the day, we're all grown men in there. We're all grown men. So if you want to do better, do better. That's how it goes. You know that. That's how it goes, B. You know what I mean? Will you ever do album commentary for your channel, like a reaction? Yeah, I want to do it, yo. I got to start investing in my channel. That's one thing that I got to, people have been encouraging. My nigga DBN, that's my guy. You know what I mean? And he been telling me to go live more, and I got, other people telling me, you need to invest in your channel. So I need to do more to invest in my channel. That is something that is real that I have to do. You know what I'm saying? I share your spit on Facebook. I'm gonna get the rest of that 1,000 ASAP. I respect it. Thank you so much. Yo, you helped me a lot, man. I would never take that from you, bro. I never. And it's love, nigga. It's not. You don't have like. I'm talking like we got a. Well, ain't no problem. Love is love, nigga. It's what you take from it. Take it from. Like that's a fact. Like to sit here and say, yeah, we got fucking, we need this, we need that, we need this, we need that. Yes, but we have that, but we take everything we have for granted. And I'm not gonna lie, even I did. Like when I first seen the fucking, that I had to do drug program or whatever. What is it called? Tier 2 or some shit like that. Tier 2 program. I had to do that shit. And fucking, my first thought was like, let me get this shit over with, and I'm going to say whatever I have to say and do whatever I have to do. But I didn't take it serious. I'm not a drug addict, so I'm not going to sit here and say that. I was there because I was selling drugs. But regardless of the fact, I saw dudes that I know that amongst me and the 20 people in the class, 16 of them were drug addicts. And I saw some of them that appeared to be taking it serious, even though we know that these dudes be talking shit and then they go out and in 3 days they OD and die, because I heard about that shit happen a bunch of times. But in the same token, there are people that I've seen that really took their shit serious, that went to OSHA programs, that went and got a college, took college courses and went to fathering programs, took all that shit dead ass serious. You know what I'm saying? Dead serious. And they did what they had to do. And these motherfuckers was on point. You feel me? So it's all about you. It's what you want to do, bro. Those reentry programs at least point you in the right direction. That's a whole fact. Like, these niggas be telling you where you need to go. They will get you your ID before you go home. They'll get you your social security. They'll get you your fucking birth certificate. These are all things you need to get all these things that, to get job interviews and to go and apply. They sign you up for food stamps. They sign you up for Medicaid. They do all these things. You have to want to do it, though. You know what I mean? You have to put the time in. You have to put the request in. Then you have to put, sometimes they even pay for it. If you don't have money in your commissary and they know you going home, they'll pay for your shit. You know what I mean? And pay for you to get your ID and pay for you to have these things. So, you know what I'm saying? Facts, bro. The tier 2, the time program is tier 4. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, them shits is fucking, like, I've been to them shits. Like, them shits is annoying. Yeah, they help you write. They teach you how to write. That's a fact. They teach you how to write a resume. They teach you how to job interview. They teach you how to do mad shit. But it just depends on if you're gonna sit there twiddling your thumbs like, well, they just making me do this, or if you're gonna sit there and take it serious because you wanna better yourself. That's what it boils down to, man. Let's not fool ourselves here. We want to blame everything. It's there. What's your thoughts on Alpo and Harlem? My thoughts on Alpo is he was acting nasty. And they caught him out of bounds and they blew the whistle on him. That's what it was. Like, Alpo was one of those dudes that couldn't face the fact of that his time was over. You know what I'm saying? His time was over. He did what he did in Harlem. He did what he did in DC, and he very easily could have rode off into the sunset and did whatever he did and lived out the rest of his life in witness protection. But he still wanted to keep that persona that he built, and still wanted to have people think that he was untouchable Alpo. And one thing that everybody knows that's really in the streets and really been in the streets is that nobody's untouchable. They shot John F. Kennedy. They killed Abraham Lincoln. What the fuck makes you think that you untouchable? Like, if they could kill the presidents, be like a nigga in the street is nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we could go down a list of niggas that was really out there getting it and really out there terrorizing shit. Eventually, they got their head blown off or they went to jail for the rest of their life. Like, nobody's untouchable. And in Alpo's case, he couldn't really You know what I'm saying? He really couldn't see himself being a regular Joe instead of just being like, but he had to have that Alpo persona. I'm Alpo, I'm this and that. I should have get your head knocked off. And especially in today's day and age, like statistically speaking, the 90s and the early 2000s are worse than now, but it don't seem like it. Like it seems a lot worse now. Like I said, it has a lot to do with we see a lot of the news in real time. We can like you can see what the fuck happened in Philly 20 minutes ago if somebody posted. You know what I'm saying? You can see what happened like on my block. If I'm sitting on my block and I look on my phone, I can see what the fuck happened in fucking Co-op City. You know what I mean? Somebody got their head blown off in it because it's instant. We get the news instantly. You know what I mean? So it's just it seems like to me like this is a crazier time. I don't know if statistically that's true, but it seems like it. I mean, when you watch Bronx 12, when you watch any news local news station, whether it be in Philadelphia, New Jersey, fucking Virginia, New York, California, whatever the case may be, it seems like it's outrageous. Chicago, like it seems crazy. You know what I mean? Like it never ends. So um, I don't know. I don't know. But in the case of Alpo, he should have. There's a lot of things that they said that he had lost his mother and his sister recently before he died, and he was really like on some I don't give a fuck shit. But at the end of the day, man, I believe that karma came looking for him and she found him. You already know, yeah. Like I said, like back in the day when we was out there, like nigga, you over there on your block. I ain't gonna say where you from, but you over there on your block. You can hear what happened on my block, and I can hear what happened on your block. It's just as simple as you being out there and just walking up. Oh, the son got shot. Boom, and putting that shit up on it. You know what I'm saying? And boom, I'm looking. Oh, look what they did on such and such app. Like you know what I mean? Like it happens instant. We're constantly sharing each other's info and seeing shit happening in real time, and it's what I'm saying, it's crazy. The crazy thing about it is we don't even rely on the news so much to give us our news. We kind of rely on each other. You know what I mean? We see these crazy things get posted up on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and whatever other fucking social media platforms that we have, and that's how a lot of us get our information and our news now. So it's crazy. I understand because that can really mess with your head, losing your loved ones. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And to him, from what I understood about him was that those were the closest people in his life, which most of the time it is. Your mother, your siblings, your father, grandmother, your immediate family in a lot of these cases are your closest people. You know what I mean? Yeah, it'd be nice to think that sometimes your woman is there for you and shit like that, but let's keep it a buck. Alpo did 20-something years in jail. I don't know any woman that's gonna wait 20-something years. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I haven't seen a love strong enough maybe to see that, but ain't no woman waiting on 20-something years, man. Not faithfully, at least. And it wouldn't even be right to ask somebody to, like, you a selfish ass nigga if you sit there, you about to get hit with 20 years, and you look at that bitch and say, you better not cheat. Like, what? The only thing you should be saying to her is like, yo, bring my kids up every now and again, man. I love you. Do your thing. Because first of all, if you're going to do that much time, mentally you should be free anyway. And if you have a girl and you going to do 5, 6, 7, 10 years, bro, it's going to drive you crazy. Because no matter what, you're in there with a bunch of negative niggas that have that already, like, you love your girl. You think your girl's going to be whatever. But then you hear story after story after story from niggas that, and they're not lying. It just starts fucking with you. And you don't need that type of stress and that type of fucking mental strain on you when you're trying to bid and get through something like that. Something as severe as that type of bid. Because we look at it and we sit here and we say, 25 years, goddamn, that's the rest of your life. But in reality, you can have a life after that. When I was talking about K Flock earlier, I was talking about this kid has a future. This kid has a chance to uplift his family and take them out of that and break the cycle and the chain in his family structure. And through that, he could probably help other families along the way and kind of, balance out some of his neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, and uplift some people in his neighborhood that are really going through it. And that's a good thing. I think we need more of that. But realistically speaking, 25 years, although it's a long time and it seems like a lifetime, you can have a life after that. You know what I mean? It's crazy to say, but Alpo got arrested and he was fairly young when he got arrested. He was in his early to mid 20s and he did like 20 something years. So when he came out, he was barely 50. Now, 50 today isn't like 50 in 1970. You know what I mean? Where these motherfuckers was washed up with all the technological and medical advancements. A 50-year-old today is probably the equivalent of a 30 or 35-year-old in 1970, 1960. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, shit is real, man. This shit is crazy, you know. But losing your loved ones, man, that's something that I think we all. Life is cruel because that's why I wouldn't really want to live forever neither. Because to watch everybody you love go is probably too much to deal with and live with. It's something we all gotta bear with. Like when we lose people, man, it's hard. You know what I mean? It's very very hard. One of the realest lines that Nori ever spoke was, it said, you realize that you miss a nigga when you realize that you're never gonna see him again. Like that shit resonated with me because when a couple of my when my man died and shit, like you realize you're not gonna see him again. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't happen right away. Like to me, it didn't. You know what I mean? Like when your man dies and shit, um, or anybody that's close to you for that matter, um, the fact and the shock and the realization that you're never going to see that person again. You're never going to be able to talk to him or her again. It doesn't hit you right away. It hits you a little bit later, and that's it might be a week later, it might be a month later, it might be a year later. But when it does hit you, it brings a real sorrow upon you because you know the closeness that you have to those people, the bond and shit, it's just real. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody could relate to that, especially when you're in, we're not old, but when you've been playing around in the streets or whatever, just being in life, not even in the streets, because everybody, even squares, lose people that they love. It's real. It's something that definitely hurts you. We gotta survive in this cruel world every day. It's not easy neither. It's not easy. It's really not, man. When you think about it and shit, like on a day to day basis to get through it, man, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of love from God and a lot of everything, a lot of skill, a lot of luck, a lot of love. Takes everything. You know what I mean? Because you're lucky every time you walk across the street, you don't get hit by a car. Because it can happen. You're lucky when you get on that plane and you land in the destination that you're supposed to. That's luck. Um, when you're on the highway on one of those crowded highways and everybody, it's not traffic, but it's 20 cars around you and everybody's going 70, and you make it to your destination safe. You're lucky. You should be grateful for that because there's a lot of people that go into those situations and they don't come out alive. How many car crashes have you driven by? Where you look and some of them are like, oh damn, he fucked up his car, and then some of them are like, oh wow, somebody's dead in there. You know what I'm saying? And you realize like you're lucky. You know what I'm saying? You're lucky because if you're there to see that crash, that means that crash happened relatively close to when the fuck you were there. You know what I'm saying? Like it happened 10 minutes before you got to that spot. You know what I mean? 20 minutes. So if you would have been there 20 minutes ago, 20 minutes earlier, you might have been in that wreck. You're lucky. Mm-hmm. Bro, 9/11 got me spooked every time I get on planes to this day. Yeah. Hey, Tavia, let me tell you one thing, man. You better go out. That's all I'm gonna say, man. You better go out. If they pull a knife out, talk about sit your ass, then you better get cut and stabbed or whatever. I'm not like, if the alternative is me getting cut or stabbed, as opposed to you running that plane into that building or running it into the mountain or wherever the fuck you got planned to run this plane into, and we're gonna have to shake it out. Don't be like those people that just sat there like, oh, maybe they'll just stop. Nah, hell no. And God bless everybody. Ooh, my boy. Yo, where you been, bro? Wow. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yo, blessings to you. Blessings to your family, man. I hope everything is going great, man. Word. It's a good brother right there. Yeah, I mean, this like my third or fourth live, man. We over here just chatting, talking a little shit here and there, man. That's about it, man. Hope everything is good with you and your family and your wife and your dogs and everything that you got going on in your crazy life. But yeah, man. 9/11 definitely, work and more work. Yeah, I know. But you building towards something, man. I hope you got it. Your house and everything. I know, we talked. I hope you got everything that you've been planning on. I hope it's all in the works by now because I know it was a couple setbacks and all that. But I hope everything is, going in the right direction for you guys. But yeah, 9/11 was crazy. I lived through it. It was a crazy day. Something that we'll always remember. And yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, man. Look, you my bro. Appreciate you popping up, man. But I'm about to get up out of here anyway, man. It's a little late, and I gotta get up. I'm getting a little tired. But much love to everybody. Tavia the Savior, DBN, LP, my man. Man. That's a celebrity right there, man. That's a celebrity. He only pop out when it's big business. So I gotta respect my man. You know what I'm saying? Word, Tavia the Savior, everybody that's, SN3, my boy SB, you know what I mean? Queen's Finest, everybody that popped out, man. Much love to y'all, for real, yo. Um, y'all stay blessed out there, man. Stay out of trouble, stay out the way, man. Keep God first. And of course, until the next time, peace.